The 90s brought us amazing cartoons full of wild characters and unique stories. But do you know that some of these cartoons didn't get past their first season? Despite having just one season, these shows are still remembered as legendary cartoons that defined an era. And the first one-season wonder cartoon on our list is The Freakazoid. At number 10, we have The Freakazoid. We had never seen a character like Freakazoid before. He had electric blue skin, big eyes, and a lot of crazy energy. Steven Spielberg created this funny superhero cartoon about a computer nerd named Dexter Douglas, who, after an unknown accident involving his chip, turns into the crazy and unpredictable hero, Freakazoid. With slapstick fun and constant fourth wall breaks, Freakazoid could literally do anything, from super speed to breaking into musical numbers. But strangely, what made him memorable was less about his powers and more about the sheer absurdity of his adventures. The humor in Freakazoid was both random and intentional, addressing both children and adults, with layered jokes, wordplay, and a keen satirical edge. The audience didn't know what to expect, as Freakazoid's bizarre meetings with villains, each more eccentric than the last, made the show truly one of a kind. The meta-references to popular culture were groundbreaking for its time, quietly influencing the likes of Family Guy and Rick and Morty. The ensemble group gave us unforgettable characters like the villainous Lord Bravery and the absurdly menacing The Lobe. Their quirks produced a wild synergy that was chaotic, funny, and compelling all at once. Despite a short run, Freakazoid earned a cult status, and to this day, it's remembered fondly as a gem that dared to be different in a world overrun by standard superheroes. From the crazy streets of Freakazoid's world, we now dive deep into a darker adventure on the high seas. Number 9. The Pirates of Dark Water. In contrast to Freakazoid's humor, the Pirates of Dark Water offered a dark, thrilling journey. Set in the mysterious world of Mare, a place plagued by a treacherous liquid called dark water, it followed Prince Ren, who, with his ragtag crew, went on a perilous quest to stop the expanding dark waters by finding the 13 mystical jewels. The show's focus on environmental problems was ahead of its time, reflecting real-world concerns in a fantasy setting. The writers expertly balanced adventure with themes like teamwork and courage. The richly detailed landscapes, from the bustling pirate ports to the eerie, shadowy seas, were riveting. Each show was a mix of thrilling encounters, intense battles, and thought-provoking dilemmas, drawing audiences into a fully realized world. Although it only ran a single season, The Pirates of Dark Water left a strong impression. Its environmental narrative still resonates, telling viewers of the value of conservation. Despite its premature end, it remains treasured by fans as a standout cartoon of its era. From high-stakes adventure, we're rocketed to the intergalactic antics of a fearless space hare. Enter Bucky OHare and the Toad Wars. Floating into space, we meet Bucky OHare, a green space hare fighting the evil Toad Empire, alongside a colorful crew. Unlike most 90s cartoons, Bucky OHare offered a unique take on environmentalism by casting nature against industry. Bucky and his friends stood for freedom in the natural world, while the Toads represented pollution and oppressive control, an early narrative about respecting nature. The space setting was artistically stunning and imaginative, from the complex Toad mothership to vibrant space backdrops. Despite lasting only one season, it inspired toys, computer games, and comics. Bucky's humor and bravery, combined with the show's environmental themes, made it both entertaining and educational, endearing it to fans who accepted its unique message. With our next show, we drop from space to the spooky underworld of Little Dracula, where the supernatural was comically mundane. After the intensity of space fights, Little Dracula brought a hilarious twist to vampire folklore. Focusing on a child version of Count Dracula, Little Dracula was all about the humorous misadventures of this vampire kid who wanted to live up to his famous father's reputation while being a typical kid. Set in a mysterious dark castle, the show presented classic horror icons in a funny way. Little Dracula's friends, like the werewolf and the mummy, were charming and odd, The writers cleverly balanced spooky elements with humor, making the show appealing to young viewers who might have been scared by more intense horror. Though it had a short run, Little Dracula left a lasting impact with its humor and peculiar charm. Its tongue-in-cheek take on vampires and other supernatural creatures made it relatable and delightful, telling kids that even legendary monsters could be insecure and silly. As we leave the spooky castle behind, we're transported to the far reaches of space, where Western stories meet sci-fi technology in Bravestar. Number 6. The Plucky Duck Show. Bursting with boundless energy and packed with humor, The Plucky Duck Show shined the spotlight on Tiny Toons' infamous ambitious mallard, Plucky Duck. Known for his relentless drive to prove himself, Plucky's adventures were a parade of hilarious schemes, self-absorbed ambitions, and laugh-out-loud predicaments. His unique brand of humor came from a place of exaggerated self-confidence, leading him to orchestrate over-the-top stunts, typically ending in comical failure. Drawing inspiration from classic Looney Tunes but with a 90s edge, The Plucky Duck Show allowed for endless laughs, showcasing Plucky's knack for getting himself and his friends into wild situations. His schemes ranged from get-rich-quick plots to outlandish attempts at fame, all while revealing his larger-than-life personality. This chaotic charm made Plucky an endearing character, one that could entertain without ever truly growing up. In contrast to Plucky's ambitious, often self-centered escapades, our next series follows a hero with the weight of an entire galaxy on his shoulders. Number 5. The New Adventures of HeMan. Leaving behind the lighthearted world of Plucky, The New Adventures of HeMan thrust audiences into a galaxy at war, where HeMan traded Eternia's mystical landscapes for the futuristic planet Primus. Tasked with defending Primus from Skeletor, who now wielded advanced technology, HeMan's mission gained a serious, mature edge that set it apart from the original series. This reboot upped the stakes with galactic battles, sci-fi weaponry, and a heavier tone that was more suited to older viewers. The conflicts were no longer limited to good versus evil. They were interwoven with themes of sacrifice, loyalty, and heroism. The new setting gave the show a fresh look and feel, mixing traditional fantasy with science fiction. While it may not have been as popular as its predecessor, The New Adventures of HeMan remains an ambitious, action-packed attempt to redefine the iconic hero for a new era. After such intense battles, we soar into a lighter, airbound adventure in the skies of Tailspin. Trading laser beams for open skies, Tailspin reimagined the Jungle Book's Baloo as a carefree cargo pilot in a world of high-flying adventures. Set in a colorful 1930s-inspired world, Baloo was joined by his feisty sidekick, Kid Cloudkicker, as they faced pirates, corporate rivals, and mysteries in exotic locales. This series stood out with its unique blend of action, humor, and heartwarming moments. Each episode offered daring stunts, from Kit's cloud surfing to thrilling chases through sky-high battles. But Tailspin wasn't just about adventure. It also taught lessons on friendship, responsibility, and resilience. The chemistry between Baloo and Kit, along with memorable characters like Rebecca Cunningham and Don Carnage, created a cast that was as compelling as the stories themselves. Leaving behind Baloo's aerial escapades, we dive into a noir-inspired undersea world with Fish Police. Swapping the skies for the depths, Fish Police presented a gritty, noir-inspired world where Inspector Gill swam through Fish City's seedy underbelly, solving mysteries while dodging femme fatales and mobster sharks. The show's premise was as unique as it was ambitious, combining detective drama with underwater antics in a style that spoofed classic noir. Despite its quirky humor and clever aquatic puns, Fish Police was a short-lived experiment that left a mark for its bold, distinct take on the crime genre. Each case Inspector Gill tackled was packed with twists, turns, and an ever-growing list of suspects, making it a one-of-a-kind series. Leaving Gill's underwater city, our next cartoon takes us back to a grounded, heartfelt setting in Seab and Jamal. Seab and Jamal took a unique spot in 90s cartoons, blending comedy with valuable life lessons and delivering stories rooted in real-life experiences and relationships. At its core, the show followed Jamal, a young African-American boy growing up in the city, and his wise, street-smart teddy bear, Seab. But Seab was no ordinary plush toy. Whenever Jamal faced challenges, Seab came to life, offering advice through a mix of humor, rhymes, and old-school wisdom, giving Jamal guidance in a way only Seab could. The show stood out for its culturally rich storytelling and positive representation, touching on themes such as friendship, self-confidence, and respect for others. By addressing real issues faced by young viewers, Seab and Jamal presented a safe space where children could relate to Jamal's experiences and learn valuable lessons. And with rapper Tone Loc lending his voice to the charismatic Seab, the show gained a unique, cool vibe that made it both entertaining and impactful. With the heartfelt guidance from Seab's wise words, our list culminates with a journey into the adventures of a brave, tail-wagging hero in the Adventures of TRex. Taking us to the vibrant, jazzy world of Rep City, the Adventures of TRex start a crime-fighting team of anthropomorphic dinosaurs who combined martial arts prowess with unforgettable personalities. Each T-Rex brother, Bernie, Bruno, Bubba, Buck, and Bugsy, brought his own unique skills to the team, donning mechanical battle suits to protect their city from crime. Together, they faced off against the evil gangster, Mr. Big, and his gang, who terrorized Rep City with their plans for domination. Set against the colorful backdrop of a world filled with neon lights and jazz-infused soundtracks, the show was a mix of comedy, action, and adventure, as each episode saw the T-Rex brothers using their wits and gadgets to save the day. The concept of dinosaurs as heroes made the Adventures of T-Rex a standout, and the team's camaraderie showcased the importance of family, teamwork, and resilience. Though the series didn't run long, its unique blend of dino heroics and stylized urban flair has earned it a lasting place in the hearts of those who tuned in. Which of these 90s cartoons do you remember? Let us know in the comments below.